Hi lovelies! So this is part 2 of my Q&A. So frustrating what happened before. I don't really know how it happened. I think I must have pressed a button on my computer whilst I was looking at the questions. So that was really, really annoying, and unfortunately I couldn't go and re-record it whilst I was home because the room was then in use. So I was devastated. There wasn't that many questions left for me to answer. A couple of people have asked quite a few questions in the list, so I was just trying to go through and work out what I've missed, because you can't actually hear what I'm saying in the video, so it's not like I could just work from that, which is like, oh, so annoying. It's absolutely gutted. Okay, anyway, so this is from EVD Boy 2. Okay, so where have you travelled, if at all? Okay, I have travelled to quite a few places, mostly in Europe. The only place outside of Europe that I've been to would be Dubai, which we were supposed to be going to in April to celebrate my grandparents' birthday this year, but unfortunately, of course, that couldn't happen, which is such a shame because there's going to be nearly 20 of us going, all family. So my granddad likes to get us all together once a year, just to kind of, I don't know, keep everyone in contact. It's so special. Anyway, I'm sure we'll do something else some other time. Actually, say that they were supposed to be going to Canada again. They were supposed to be going to Canada in June. Actually, they should be away right now with my parents, and that couldn't happen either. But at the end of the day, everyone's safe and well, and that's what's more important. So I have actually answered the question, sorry. I have travelled to mostly Portugal and Switzerland. Switzerland's my favourite. I've been to France. I've been to a couple of parts of France. And equally Portugal. I've been to the north of Portugal and the south. Italy, I've been to Venice. We went to Umbria a couple of years ago. I've been to, I was going to say Spain, but I've been to Magaluf, and I don't feel like that counts. Holiday from hell. That's not really true. Okay, it wasn't hell, but it certainly was not my idea of fun. I enjoy spending time with my friends, but for someone that basically doesn't drink, doesn't like clubbing, and likes an early night with a cup of tea, really was not my place to be. But it's an experience that I've done, doesn't need to be repeated. But I would like to see Spain and actually see it. Where else have I been? Goodness. Oh, Bulgaria. That's a few years ago now. Wasn't a great experience. I ended up being ill for most of the holiday. Not just me, it was me and my dad. So yeah, I haven't really particularly wanted to rush back because the memories there. I was trying to think. Prague. Prague was well good. I really enjoyed that. I need to get one of those maps that you scratch off where you've been, because that would be cool. My sister actually got my parents one for Christmas, but I haven't really got anywhere to put one at the moment. I love travelling. I love seeing new places. Can't remember if I've already said it in my other Q&A or other videos. I've certainly mentioned it before various times. Canada is like top of the list, pretty much top of the list. That's where I really want to go. Which I was like, when my grandparents and my parents said, "Oh, that's where we're going," I was like, "Oh, please take me with you." Oh, I was so happy for them, but at the same time, just like a little bit jealous. I don't like to be jealous; is not a good trait, but I was genuinely just a bit like, I really, really want to go. So Canada, America. I'd like to travel around America a little bit. Australia, I'd love to go there, although I'm not a spider person. Although people I've spoken to that have been to Australia have said, oh, they never actually saw any spiders. So that makes me feel a little bit better about it. There's loads of places I'd like to go. So yeah. Favourite band ever? I mean, the CD literally arrived this morning. I've been waiting 2 months for it. Favourite band ever would have to be Palais Royale. I just have fallen in love with them. They're amazing. I've listened to every single song that they've ever come out with, every album, and love every song. My other one I would say would be Sleeping with Sirens, but there are, no offence to them, Some of their songs I have that kind of bit like, nah, I'm not too fussed about that. I'll skip that. I'll skip that. The majority of them I love, but you know, this is the first band that I'm like, I can listen to every single song and love it. Yeah, I would say that's my favourite ever band. Top 5 musicians or bands right now. Well, Palo Real, Sleeping with Sirens. I do like 21 Pilots. Would they make the list? They would make. Billie Eilish is another one that I can listen to every song, but I wouldn't class her as like, oh, my favourite. Like, I wouldn't be. She's not someone that I'm like, I really want to see her in concert. I would see her in concert, given the opportunity, but I'm not kind of like I'd love to see Sleeping with Sirens again because that was an amazing concert. Oh God. That's a really tough one. Okay, let's look at my Spotify. Pierce the Veil. I have literally got a list on my computer of the bands I want to see in concert next. So let me just find that. Because I suppose that is my list then, isn't it, for my top 5? Okay. So on the list are bands I want to see, Palais Royale at the top, Sleeping with Sirens in brackets again, 21 Pilots, Pierce the Veil, Black Veil Brides, and My Chemical Romance, which I have tickets for. That's been postponed an entire year. Oh, God, that's painful. That's really painful, but it is what it is. It's not happening. It's just got to be patient again. In fairness to myself, I bought 2 tickets, with the hopes I'd have somebody to go with, and yeah, I didn't actually get around to arrange it. To be fair, like, I mean, I wasn't going out the house, so it's not like, yeah. But I hadn't made much of an effort to find someone to go with, which, I mean, the tickets, I spent nearly £200 on 2 tickets. That's how badly I wanted to go. And I'd want to go with someone because it's a big venue and lots of people, and it's a fair way away. I get a bit anxious in those sorts of situations. New places, so like the Electric Ballroom in London, where I saw Sleeping with Sirens, my brother came with me, but then I went back. Oh, water parks. Sorry, I went back in February and saw water parks, and I went on my own for that, and I was nervous. I did find it hard to enjoy myself. As much as I love the music, I did find it hard to sort of relax and be comfortable and sort of go with it, you know. It's certainly much more fun when you're with someone. Having said that, I've bought tickets to go and see Palais Royale in Switzerland, supposedly at the end of August. At the moment, I don't know whether it's happening or not. Switzerland are opening up now, but it's just down to whether England can kind of keep it together, you know? I'm just like, oh, please. That I have solely bought 1 ticket, and so I will be going on my own. And I really, really want to do it just to push myself out of my comfort zone and just be like, yes, you did it. And I so badly want to see them live. I missed seeing them in London. So they have since said they're going to, since I bought the tickets for Switzerland, they have said that they're going to come back to England. I don't know, like maybe early next year or something. They haven't confirmed it, but they said they're coming back. So I'm like, oh God, if I'd just been a bit more patient. Well, I'm a committed fan, that's what it is. Okay, so I think that kind of gives you a rough idea of my top 5 musicians / bands right now. Where are we? Favourite genre? Well, rock. Alternative. Palais Royale I would describe as like an artistic rock band or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I love their genre because they incorporate a bit of everything really. They get a bit of blues, but I want to say jazz. Orchestral. It's real, generally rock, but it incorporates everything, and that's what I love, is that it breaks the boundaries. I don't like to sort of have a bit of genres, you know. I like it when they kind of mix the crossover a bit. So yeah, that's my favourite genre. But I mean, who doesn't like a bit of pop? You know, I don't know. I'm very, but I also like a bit of like Bon Iver, which I don't really know what that genre would come. I suppose indie, maybe. Anyway, random musician or band you like? Bon Iver. Bon Iver. My brother gets mad at me if I call them Bon Iver because it's their French. It's Bon Iver. So I was like, okay, but I do like them. So I'd like to see them live actually. I'm into similar music to you, so I'm just curious. No judgment, mine. I'm not judgmental when it comes to music because everyone likes what they like, and I love discovering new music. In fact, my brother actually sent through a link on WhatsApp this morning for some music he'd found, and it was Our House by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Really good song. So I'll be sort of exploring a bit more of their music later on. They're a bit like Simon and Garfunkel, but there's more singers, more musicians. You know, it's just a bit different. I like it. Least favourite colour and why? Wow. I know. 100% that my least favourite colour would have to be when you mix all colours together. You know, when you're painting or just anything like, yeah, when you think, oh, let's like move them all together, and they got that horrible browny, purpley grey, the most vile colour ever. That is my least favourite colour. If you want a reason for it, I would say it's because it's just gross, and yeah, it's just a muddly mess. Do you drive, and if so, do you have a vehicle to drive? I do. I have just renewed my car insurance, which my biggest regret would be sorting my car insurance out so close to my birthday, because every birthday I know that within a week, I say within a week, it's like literally like 3 or 4 days after my birthday, I have to pay my car insurance every year. And this year was managed to get it down to 430, something like that. So it's still over £400. Like, I've been driving for 6 years with no claims. So yeah, I mean, it did come down from last year, so that's good, but it's still like a lot of money. I suppose next year it might drop again, so we can fingers crossed. But I have a Mini Cooper D, a diesel one. It's lightning blue, so it's like a nice dark blue. It's got a slightly metallic look to it. And then I have white stripes on the bonnet, white wing mirrors, and a white roof. And I love it. It's very sporty, you know, half leather seats, chili pack, so I've got all the Bluetooth stuff like that. Oh my god, that was one of my proudest possessions actually. But being able to purchase that was a real achievement. I worked very hard to save up for that. I love her. She's 8 years old now though, that's the thing, and I'm like, oh, I need to start. I love cars, so it's kind of like I need to maybe look at getting a new one. But she drives, so I still have great pleasure driving in that car. So it's kind of like I don't know. I think probably I haven't really driven her for the last 3 months, so it's a bit different. But I don't know. I still drive and feel like, oh, I'm not bored of you yet. I don't want to sell you. But yeah, I don't know. I like cars, so I want to experience other cars. Worst injury you've sustained? I would say when I was, when I came back from Portugal, Switzerland, Portugal I think it was a couple of years ago, I managed to dislocate my very top rib, so like very, very top rib, so it's like in your neck and it comes underneath your collarbone. I pulled my suitcase off the conveyor belt and there was a few girls sitting on the floor, like in the most stupid, like past the yellow line. You're supposed to stand behind the yellow line, and they were sitting in a little huddle like you do in the common room at lunchtime at school. You know, it's like it's not the place to sit and have a chin wag. So, and I was too shy to be like, excuse me, you know, so I then stupidly pulled my like 20 kilogram suitcase at a really awkward angle so I didn't hurt any of them, and felt something like click or pop. Like I have trouble with my back anyway, it's hypermobile and my ribs come out. It's horrible. But I've never had it like that, and I've literally felt it. It didn't hurt, I don't remember, but I just remember thinking, oh, that was really deep. Like it was a real clunk. And I thought that wasn't good. But I thought, okay, I'll feel fine. Anyway, went out, got back to my parents' house, and I mean, within an hour of doing it, it was uncomfortable. And I was thinking something's not right. I was home, and then I was trying to stretch it out, which maybe wasn't a good idea, but you don't really know what to do in those situations. So I kind of kept going with it. Within no time at all, I think my head was like this angle. I couldn't move my head anything less than that. And it was like, oh, agonising. I was in pain. I was crying. Just, oh my God, it was horrible. When I spoke to my physio and he was like, you need to do this, you need to do that. But I can't do anything to it for like a week or something. I can't remember. But it was kind of basically it needs to let any swelling go down. When I saw him, it had eased. I could move my head a bit more, but it was still very, very restricted. And he felt around, and yeah, he was just like, yeah, you've dislocated that bone, that one there. And he was like, how on earth did you manage to do that? So I talked him through the only possible thing that it could have been, and he was like, you've got to be so careful. And he was like, you have to be careful anyway, but that, like, you can't be doing stuff like that. Anyway, he couldn't actually get the rib back in. So he did his absolute best, but he ended up giving me stretches to do at home. And I don't know, I'd got to the point where my fingers were going numb. My shoulder was agonisingly painful. Like, I can't even get the words out to describe. Oh my God, it's just the most horrendous experience ever. And then last year, I think I tore something in my neck. That's what my boss reckoned. Same thing again, like I couldn't turn my head. Oh, it's so painful. And it was painful for it was a good couple of weeks. It got to the point where I was in bed and the room was spinning. I felt sick. I saw my physio there, and that was last summer, and it's still stiff. Both sides. Both times it was on this side, I mean. And yeah, just it hasn't been the same. It's still, wake up in the morning, it's stiff, and maybe it's just fear of hurting it, so I'm really like, I don't like to do sudden movements. Just very conscious of it all the time. Okay, a random thing that happened to you that made a positive impact on you. I would say starting my YouTube channel, actually. So I think I said in the previous video that I created my account in the January, and then in the May, it was a really random, like I was still living at home at the time. My parents had gone out and I was on my own, and I just thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to try and record an ASMR video, and just did it. And it was so random, but it was kind of really like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I was so nervous, like my heart was like pounding like crazy. And now it's just like, you think, we didn't need to be so nervous about it, because if it, you'd already decided if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, if you don't get a reaction, you don't do any more. But if anyone's nasty, you take it down. But it could do well. Yeah, that made the most positive impact ever. What is one life motto you preach? I would say, be yourself. I think that's the most common thing I say to people if they're like, oh, what's your best advice? I say, just be you. Because that is the only thing you can do, or be the best version of you. People are only going to like you for who you are. So it's different if you're acting, but I think if you're putting on a persona that isn't yourself, yeah, people might like it, but you've got to maintain that all the time. Like, I just think be yourself. People either like you or they won't, and that's just life. So I would say be yourself. What is your unrealistic dream job? For example, mine would be to fill in for tour singers for my favourite bands. That's cool. I don't think I've got a good enough singing voice to be sort of having that as a dream job. My unrealistic dream job for a very, very, very long time was being a YouTuber. I remember when I first learned that you could be a YouTuber, so I was, I don't know, maybe 10, I don't know, quite young. I thought, oh my God, that would be so cool to be a YouTuber. And just thought, oh, it never happened. And it's kind of like, whoa, okay, I'm kind of doing it now. But unrealistic dream job, I would say, is probably like acting or something like that. That's something that has always been in my head, that I would just love to be an actress. Something like that. I don't know. That's what. But I just think, oh, it's probably not going to happen. But you never know. Okay, how do you react to stubbing your toe? I just act like I like it to curb the pain. That killed me when I read that the first time. That was like, just, oh my God, killed me. That's a brilliant sense of humour. When I stubbed my toe, I actually did it earlier. There's a lot of, oh my God, clutching my toe and just kind of holding my breath mostly. I think I don't like subbing my toe. That is an interesting technique. I'm not convinced that I could do that, because I think in the moment you're too quick to be like, the pain. There's usually a little bit of swearing involved too. Okay, let's have a look. Lukey Luke. So, we love the relaxing, calming nature of your work. So, do you, as the creator of this, feel any sort of relaxed feeling or comfort as well? That's a really good question, actually. I like that. So, I would say it depends on the content. It depends what I'm doing as a video. If it's a video like this, I don't tend to sort of listen to it. Well, this isn't, I suppose, really ASMR, is it? I was just meaning if it's like a talking one, I'm not really listening to what I'm saying. I kind of zone it out. I tend to make myself busy doing something else, whether it's like knitting or something whilst I'm editing. And I sort of listen out for, I tend to click my fingers or clap if I've made a mistake or if there's a noise or something. So I'm listening out for that. I don't like to listen to myself talk particularly. If it's a video where it's like doing constant noise, like with gloves and the bubble wrap, for example, or just repetitive sounds, I suppose, then I tend to find myself really like zoning out and like getting really sleepy. And I think it's not so much that it's like a tingly thing. It's actually more that it's just the repetitive, intense sound in your ears. Because I wear my like sound cancelling headphones, so it's really, really loud, and just, oh gosh, yeah. I even just actually talking about it now, just thinking about it, I'm like, I can just feel, the memories there of just how sleepy it makes you. Actually, the cross stitch video I uploaded a couple of days ago, that's a bit like that, because I'm not like, I don't know, I'm talking a little bit, but most of it's just sort of just watching what I'm doing. You hear the sounds of the thread coming through the fabric and all that stuff. But that whilst editing, and that was a long one. That was like an hour and a half worth of footage. And it does make you tired. It certainly calms you and relaxes you. But I don't tend to get like tingly sensations from my own videos. I think that's normal, really, because it's kind of a bit. I've had the odd occasion where it would have been a sound, whether it's like a crinkly packet from a video that I've done, and then it's like for a second you get something, but I think you have to very quickly remember that it's you that's doing it. It's just, I don't know, it's so weird. But I do, when I'm recording videos like that as well, where it's repetitive sounds, I do tend to get sleepy as well. It's not like when I'm editing. Just thinking, so I recorded a video this morning as well, and that's very soft spoken, and I did feel quite relaxed with that. I don't know, it's a funny one. It's a good question. I like that. Thank you. So I've got this question from Jason Jameson, which says, I have plenty of questions, but most importantly, how are you doing lately? I've been good, thank you. This week I felt a bit more anxious. Can't really explain why that is. I don't really know why. The weather's not been so great, so I don't know whether it's just can affect your, like it's maybe affected my mood. I don't know. I've just been quite anxious. And it's horrible, I think, when you don't really necessarily have a reason for being anxious and you can't explain it. That can actually make you feel more uncomfortable. It's different if it's like you've got something coming up or there's something particular on your mind. I haven't had any of that, so I don't really know what it is. I don't know, maybe it's just reached that point of being in lockdown where I'm just like, I just need things to be a bit more normal now. I haven't really felt like recording or sort of interacting with social media, so I have been a bit quiet, but I kind of forced myself to sort of post a couple of bits just to stay engaged, really, and I like to see, like, Harmonious ASMR came back a couple of days ago onto Twitter, and it genuinely made things feel a bit more normal again. I forgot how nice it is seeing posts from him, especially on Twitter. He's quite active on Twitter. I forgot how much of a difference actually it makes to my day seeing his posts, and he's just so supportive of everyone. It's just amazing how people can impact other people from all over the world just through social media. So yeah, now that he's back, I think things are a bit better. I had an amazing conversation with my grandparents yesterday. It was my granddad's birthday, and he was in such a happy mood. It was really nice to see him happy because he's not been very well. So it really, really lifted my spirits seeing him that happy. And I think it's the combination of a few things that today have really made me feel much, much happier. I did get some crystals. So Emma, Whispers Red, put on Instagram actually, it must have been a couple of days ago. She was recommending these crystals for like anxiety and I think it was depression as well, but I haven't been depressed. I would say I felt a bit down, a bit low on days. I can't explain it. It's just happened. And I think I've been feeling a bit sorry for myself. I'm not going to lie, but I do feel like it is influenced by the weather and just the lockdown situation. I really do. I don't know. Anyway, so here we have, this is a black obsidian rough crystal, which is lovely and shiny and smooth. It's smaller than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be a bit bigger, but and then this one, the name of this one's a bit, it's rough black tourmaline. I haven't come across that word before, so I don't really know how to pronounce it, but it's really interesting, the different structures of it. But yeah, so these are supposed to ward off negative energies and anxiety and things like that. So they weren't expensive. I got them from the Psychic Tree, I think it was. So they only cost me, I think it was like £6 altogether for the two with delivery included. And I ordered them 2 days ago, so they came really quickly. So hopefully just little things like that just might help. And even if they don't actually have any thing like actual, like some people, I suppose it's a skeptical thing, isn't it? I like to think that it'll make me feel better just through kind of having them around, like just mentally. It's kind of like if you think something might work, it can have an effect, can't it? It was the weirdest way to word something, I apologise. Came out a bit weird. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that. That was so much fun doing a Q&A. I can't believe it's the first one I've done, actually. I kind of wish I'd done one sooner now. In fairness, I had intended to do one. There's been a few occasions where I've thought about doing it. I think when I reached 2,000 subscribers, I was going to do one. And then I'm now at 2,700 and something. So, yeah, that didn't quite come through. Oh, yeah, because I reached 2,000 subscribers around the same time as I'd had 200,000 views across my whole channel. I thought, oh, that'd be good timing. No, it didn't happen. So 2-year anniversary, so it's kind of meant for those bits as well, but yeah, I should do another one in future. I really enjoyed, Miss Chloe ASMR did a live stream to celebrate 50,000 subscribers. That was the other day, and really enjoyed it. And that was her first ever one, but she was so natural. And I'd love to do a live stream one day. But the thought of it at the moment is quite nerve-wracking. So it's on my to-do list for at some point, as was the Q&A for a long time. But yeah, it will happen one day. I hope you've enjoyed it and I've answered all your questions nicely and haven't disappointed anyone. And likewise, I hope I haven't missed any out still. I don't think I did this time. Okay, I'll see you again soon, alright?